So here on the Motoring Chronicle, we've noticed that there's been a lot of videos recently of doing very well when it comes to answering some of the most burning questions when it comes to UK motoring. Kind of what it says on the tin for our channel, really, in fairness. And one of the most popular questions I've not got to yet, but I will do now, is which is the most difficult road to drive in the UK? Now, there's a few different ways you can answer this. Now, accidents and fatalities don't necessarily mean that the road is particularly difficult to drive. It just means that, unfortunately, it's dangerous. Difficulty and danger, some people might think they go hand in hand, some people might not, but for me, I think they do. The more accidents there, the law of averages says that is a more dangerous road. If it's more dangerous, it's more difficult. So there we go. That's my kind of thinking with this. Now, I've gone on to Teletrack Navman, I think they pronounce that, yeah, Teletrack Navman, and there's a really cool graphic here. Now, admittedly the data on here is a little out of date, it's from between 2012 and 2016, but I think this really does show which are the most dangerous places in the UK to drive and which are the most dangerous roads in particular. Now there's a lot of information here. I'm going to try and summarise most of it as best as I can, but when it comes to the UK as a whole, there were 8,534 people that were involved in fatal traffic accidents in that 5-year period, and that gives us an average of 1.3 persons per 10,000 during that period that passed away due to a road accident. When it comes to the counties the most dangerous, I'll just go through the top 10 here. So number 10 is the Scottish borders, number 9 is Dumfries and Galloway, number 8 are the Highlands in Scotland, number 7 Perth and Kinross in Scotland, Aberdeenshire number 6, all those there, they are all pretty much in Scotland or near to Scotland in the case of the borders. Then Argyll and Bute, which I'm pretty sure that's Scotland too, the Orkney Islands, definitely Scotland, Fermanagh and Omagh, and then Powys, which I think, I'm definitely pronouncing that wrong by the way, that's in Wales, and Rutland. Interesting, Rutland, the smallest county in England, maybe the UK as well, on average is the most deadly when it comes to traffic accidents. But I feel like because it's so small, that probably skews the averages there. But in general, according to this, it is most dangerous to drive in Scotland, which I can absolutely believe. I've done the NC 500, which was an absolutely unforgettable experience, but you have to be a good driver to do it. You can't be an idiot and do that. You can't drive like an idiot. And I'm sure some people do, but they would not last very long doing that. You have to be careful, particularly when the weather is bad. Like, I went in the summer. I'm sure some crazy people try and do it in the winter. I would never even dream of doing that personally. But if you look at Scotland here on the map, it is a sea pretty much of red outside of the Glasgow and Edinburgh kind of belt there, and Moray, good at Moray, well done Moray, you're nice and safe, as is Aberdeen as well. But that kind of speaks to it in a nutshell for me. The more rural counties they are, the more dangerous they are, and that kind of makes sense as well, because wildlife, bad weather conditions, the fact that there's no street lights, poor road markings, poor road visibility, that all comes into it really. So I feel like that is probably the biggest reason why. But to answer the original question, which this whole video is based around, which are the deadliest roads, which are the most dangerous roads? The most deadly road, according to this, on average 70 fatalities, I believe that is through the 5 years as a whole rather than per year, is actually the A6. Now if you're wondering where the A6 is located, looking at this map, it runs all the way from Hertfordshire near London all the way up to Cumbria, near Carlisle. You're getting near the border there, so it's a very long road, and I would imagine that Cumbria bit there, that is probably the bit where the most accidents occur going off of that key. But at the same time, on top of that, it's a very long road, so there's also things to kind of put into perspective really when it comes to that. It's like, is it more deadly because it is a longer road, there is more distance there, so therefore there is more chance of accidents? If you do it per mile, that might be a more accurate way to do this. But this is a very interesting map and some interesting data nonetheless. So yeah, according to this, it's the A6. Now for me personally, I don't know if this is actually part of the A6, but for me personally, I would say the worst road, the most difficult road that I've been on personally, is what's known as the Snake Pass. Now, I don't know what the official road name for it, I don't know what it is. It might be the A6, there might be a bit of it that's actually the A6, but it's basically the road that goes between Lancashire, or at least Greater Manchester, and South Yorkshire. It's the quickest way, as the crow flies, to go from Sheffield to Manchester. I know that route very well because I'm from Sheffield. I used to go to Manchester quite a bit. Thankfully, don't have to take it anymore because I live in Huddersfield now, so I just take the M62, which is lovely. Love the M62. I never complain about it at all. No, especially not on this channel. No, absolutely not. But in all seriousness, for me, that is probably the most dangerous road. And the fact that it's usually shut during the winter months, that kind of tells you that it is a very dangerous road. It's basically very narrow passes over the Pennines. Beautiful, beautiful scenery, incredible part of the world. But yeah, when it comes to safety, if it's foggy or bad, a lot of rain, snow, ice, I wouldn't even. Honestly, I would literally just rather not go. I would cancel my plans. If that was my only way to get from somewhere to somewhere else, I would 100% not do it. But yeah, there we go, guys. Statistically, it is the A6, but there are things that come into it, like I said, such as the distance of the road as well, and just overall accidents doesn't necessarily means it's the most difficult. But that's kind of my kind of thinking with that, my philosophy with it. You guys let us know your thoughts in the comments below on this. Is it the A6? Is it the Snake Pass? Is it something else? Let us know your thoughts, and of course, keep it subscribed to the motoringchronicle.com to see much more motoring content just like this.